Vine, Vinea, Vinne, Winnie, Winnie, Wonne, Gepen, Agar, Gepen, Gepnuw, Wynne, likely associated with the Wynne rune of joy, terms for wife. But, anyways, let's start as usual with the chant. V. We have 5 words here. And the first and the third start with a capital. So we have V, B, V, H, G, Z. Then M, Z, H. Then E, R, M, V. Then X, Z. Then O, Z, I, R, H. Vmvakaz maza ermav kz azira. Vmvakaz maza ermav kz azira. Vmvakaz maza ermav kz azira. Vmvakaz Mazir Mamxz Azir Vmbahgaz Maz Ermav Kz Azir Vmbahgaz Maz Ermav Kz Azir Vmbahgaz Maz Ermav Kz Azir Vmvahgazmazah Ermav Ksaz Azir Vmvahgazmaz Ermav Ksaz Azir Vmvahgazmaz Ermav Ksaz Azir. Now, some would say it 4 or 5 times. Others would say it enough to change how they're feeling. A little more sensitive to movement right now, so I know I'm in the right place. Great King and Earl, over 36 legions in the form of a lion, riding a black horse. Riding a black horse and holding a viper. They say it helps in discovery of the hidden, discovery of witches and wizards, and things past and to come, to build towers or overturn stone walls, and to make waters stormy, supposedly. And as far as other beliefs that people have, Michael W. Ford says it's for knowledge and understanding of magic, and by magic, the spiritual art and the spiritual science, per se. Stephanie Connolly says it is an elemental guide for protection against attacks, divination, and over witches. And by witches, I don't mean some new agey sort of, oh, we want to revive the old religions. No, witches are those who know they are making pacts with demons. James Donahue says that it can appear with dark skin, holding a gold staff, and a thin hominid with black wings. Vine is a war machine made of wood to break walls and is hidden under leather and branches. Little Doom Witch says it's not for beginners, but it is for safety. Now, I don't know why in the world one type of worship. Yes, over time, it's like people throwing down a whole pack of tarot cards, and it's like, I don't really know how to connect these movies to the story, well, if you're throwing yourself into, you'll get into it quicker if you indulge yourself full scale. But if you're going to worship something, if you're not going to worship something, you know, working your way up to it's kind of a strange concept to me, anyways. Dictionary Infernal says that it's over 19 legions, causes flood, and others are going to say it has to do with that it will delay its actions and can relate to restraint. And VK Gehenim says that its colors are yellow and white. It's nocturnal. It's air, or amaimon, water, or karshun, sort of the last in the quadrant of water in terms of the year. Numbers 67, 71, 82, 64, 87, 86, 89, 54. Jupiter and Neptune are not so commonly attributed to it. Mallow, also not too common of a attribute. Locator of astral grimoires. By astral, I'm sure it's meant Genute, the fire being realm. Making thought forms. Stopping vampires for physical health. Sometimes operates as a psychopomp. Astral vision, night vision, healing others, and building structures. And Delirium's realm. Yes, Devil's Night after Angel's Night. Yet another Christian holiday, right? Or fear. Oh, this is the Devil's Night. Delirium's realm says that Gepnuw, or Gepen, Ugur, Gepen, in some of the cuneiform languages, meaning field or vine, should be related to this, and I sort of agree. If we were going to call it a king, whether Karsus, Tursus, or demon devotee, the first half of the morning and the last half of the afternoon would be the traditional. Anything regarding the Goetia, I like to start in the evening. But, what works for you, right? If it's a Earl or Count, during the day in seclusion from noise and movement, you want to be alone or alone with those who you do this with. I don't know why you would want to do this. I guess some people would do the other Goetic operations in the middle of a public park, lay down their triangle and freak everybody out. That might actually be fun, but no. The solar sounds are actually 126.22 hertz, which is a B in the 8th under octave, 118.3 beats per minute, 449.9 hertz, over 440 hertz plus 38.1 centimeters. An F major through a G major through an A minor is the traditional solar scale. So, way off, right? D minor, mode 7, mode 8, and Hypolidian is what the O and A has to say about the solar music. Solar, here's the spot, particularly in the comments section of where to share extra ones if you have extra ones. Scents would include acacia, angelica, bay, bergamot, chamomile, cloves, dandelion, frankincense, lemon, lemongrass. And some of these, if you still have them in your yard or still have access to them outside, you may want to gather the last of them because this is coming to an end for that. Locust, sunflower, St. John's wort, also known as amber, marigold, rosemary, safflower, mistletoe, myrrh, and orange. So lemon and orange cue you into any citrus fruit. It's going to be good in that respect. scents for the scents or food offerings, some of them that have to do with Mars, would be basil, broom, cascarilla, crane's bill, dragon's blood, galangal, garlic, ginger, honeysuckle, menthol. Menthol and camphor make for a good winter time. Oh, put it on your neck or something before you go to sleep. Mustard, wormwood, nettle, tarragon, turmeric, woodruff, onion, pepperweed, sarsaparilla, which is a lot more expensive than I assumed it would be, so I don't have any sarsaparilla. I wonder if I can grow it. So the scientific sounds of a Martian nature would be 144 plus 72 hertz, which is a D in the 33rd octave, 67.8 over 135.6 beats per minute, 433.7 hertz over 440 hertz, minus 21.5 centimeters. Traditional musical scale would be an A through B minor. Again, way off from the actual, but speculation, according to a structure without knowledge, is, this shows how off some of these things can be. The O and A gives it a C major, mode 3, Ionian or hypophrygian sort of sound. And the chant, again, I like to make it pink because being the wife demon, yes, it really is the wife demon, making it pink makes sense. So this one, skip a few and you get another female one, and there's more females in the Goetia than most people realize. And you may want to find something with brass or an appropriate metal to store things in, but whatever you store things on that is clean, dry, and respectable, and will kind of direct your attention towards storing your little cards or whatever you put the symbols on, that's that's fine. I guess I'll start with the experience from 2011. And obviously there's more reasons that one has encountered thus far that I've mentioned, other than the fact that this being's quinary period includes Halloween, All Saints' Day, and All Souls' Day. Why I've mentioned it as such. Okay. Wine, 6:33 to 7:08 p.m. on Sunday, the 30th of October. I felt the air clear. A warmness came near, and I felt such a sense of well-being. My skin started to flow, and I became warmer and warmer. The warmth was quite soothing, and I grew very tingly. There was a strong presence to the north and west. I kept wanting to look, but kept calling on God. There was a rainbowy mist before me as my flesh flowed like I was surrounded by warm gel. Things switched in a way to a different perception. Felt like something moved and I kind of saw like something moved to the east of me right now. Things glowed in layers of colors. My face shone. I grew comfortably numb all over. Its pleasant numbness even encompassed my head. I felt like I was going to flow down. I became very energetic, yet it took a conscious effort to stay up straight. I did, though. The air was thick with peculiar patterns. They were light colors. I rumbled deep inside and felt cool. 7 waves of euphoria went down my head to my stomach's level. After that, it went clear to my toes. I shook in pleasure. The lights strobed. The light strobed of the flame bent with every renounced name. Now, what I saw could have not been physical, it could have been psychic. I don't. I shuddered. I continued to feel coolness and euphoria as I closed. I felt some flutters of euphoria and flowing of my flesh in spots. Tears came with an odd sense of a super relaxed grin, like something off of a comic strip. You know, that their grins are like ear to ear, but relaxed and natural about it. My eyes are a bit dilated, and so on October, I visited with a couple people that I called Death and Moon, and I shared some experiences with them regarding the last 2, like the Goetia things back in 2011. But so we see here. Hold on, let me cut off the fog, but we got Yin is wine, Yoon is mire or miry, Yuna is dove or pigeon, Jonah, Yin, wine or banqueting, Na, plead, raw, please, now beseech, pray, oh, go, ya, hand, w, peg, hook, and add, together, n, continue, perpetuation of offspring, heir. And so 2012, that was ancient Aramaic, from which Aramea is what it was called at the time. Hebrew, even after there was a Hebrew people, it wasn't called that. And so the next experience that I will look at here was on November 1st, 2012. And this was a particularly long ritual, but over time, such things are not, such things are simple enough. Verses that I would use that other than 72, 1 through 28, 23, 1 through 93 to 98, to 97 to 103, 51, 56 through 58, 46, 29 through 32. Other than those, verses that I used this time around was from Quran. I got 18:10 through 31, 16:65 through 72, 17:101, 25, 7 through 10, 26, 153 and 154, and 26, 185 through 186, 41, 36 through 35, 2, 96 through 103, 11, 6 through 7, 15, 14 through 20, 16, 20 through 39, 89, 7 through 14, 1 Timothy 4, 7 through 11, Galatians 5, 18 through 21, Acts 8, 9 through 13, 1 Samuel 15, 22 through 23, 2 Kings 9, 22, Exodus 18, 9 through 22, Debrium, is that Deuteronomy, 20, 22 through 27, Wikra is Leviticus, isn't it? Deuteronomy 18, 9 through 22, Leviticus 20, 22 through 27. And is there any? Oh, Leviticus also 19, 29 through 37 and 25 through 8. 2 Chronicles 33, 1 through 9. 1 Samuel 28, 1 through 25. 2 Kings 21, 1 through 22. Oh, never mind. After I started saying Chronicles, all of that's part of my Bifron's right. But so 7:07 to 9 p.m. November 3rd. Okay, November 3rd, 2012. I forgot to put on my sculpty binding of vine necklace. I forgot to put on my sculpty binding of vine necklace. The weird thing that is from before I finished the circle of chimes till when I finished, that I felt a presence around it. A shadow was cast in purple on the ground from something black moving overhead. I felt heady. I flowed over with warmth. When I saw blue flashes, I was hypersensitive and very clear in breath for the next hour. You know, if you saw that old apartment that I had to live in, breathing well was not exactly a normal thing. There were golden flickers when 9 flows of euphoria took away my pain and stiffness. That is still gone at 9:37. My eyes went back to normal at 9:36. The hypersensitivity of my skin went away at 9:16 p.m. When I closed the right, I felt very closed in on, in perspective. I am more energetic than all day. I feel loved. And that's one of the weird things you do when you contemplative readings and rituals and stuff like this. You can feel like loved in a sense that you don't feel loved, and it's not that you don't feel loved the rest of your life or anything like that, but that's how it goes down. And this is the symbol. I'm hiding the color here. And some of the language we might want to look at. Let's start with some Greek. We have oinobarhas, oinobarion, drunk with wine, oinopes, bedos, bearing wine, toi oin apedon, vineyard, oina plathas, abounding in wine, oin haros, belonging to wine, full of wine, oi onis amai, taking omens from flight. A lot of omens associated with Halloween and, of course, the Samhain holiday that comes in the next week, or season or month, or depending on your calendar, but it was never something that aligned with the end of October and the start of November. It was, a few more days in, right? We have oi onis tas. I'm got stuck with my voice, but auguring or divining. Oi on atheta, oi on apollos, arguer or a soothsayer. I will direct messages, but I'm not going to be one of those. Oi onos, a bird of prey or a bird of omen. Omen or presage. You can guess things sometimes or have indication of something by something else, but let's not overstep things. Ona, Oana is get up, and own, un, indeed, really, certainly, therefore, accordingly, consequently. We have on hatas, to be bought or for sale. Oan, egg. Onah, onas, buying, purchase, barter, price. Uena is a hyena. Ionas is a grandson. I'd like to, anybody who is referring to this entity like a hyena or somebody's grandson, I'd like to hear about that. Oinapatas or oinapatar, onapatas, wine drinker. Oinapolion, a wine shop. Oinaflogia, drunkenness. I've had problems reading today. Oinos, wine. Oinops, wine-colored. Oinops, also. You have oinako, yuo is pouring out wine. Oinokha is a cup of pouring wine. You have oinokos, cup poured over. Oinokutos, poured out wine. Oinon, a wine cellar. And I'm not seeing any first daughter, fair, smooth. Oh, Vinea could mean that. Okay. I'm not seeing any. Oh, there is some Latin, but let's return to the ancient Aramaic. Anna, mourn, lament. Oh, lament. Mourn is nah. Tanya, mourning, heaviness. Ani, wail. Ni, wail, wailing. Nu, wail. Oh, dwell, abode, home, habitation, fold, dwelling of a man, god, or animal. Sheepcoat, comely, stable, pleasant, tarried. Wail, wailing. new dwell abode, yin wine banqueting, una dove pigeon, yoon mire miry, yin wine, anya mourning, sorrow lamentation, naha wail lament, yanah suppress, oppress, vex, destroy, oppressor, proud, do, wrong, oppression, thrust. And before I go into 2012, 2013, I'll just interlude 2013 right now, because there is some Latin to look at, and some are going to say Salya is the contrary on the side of the angel, is the angel quinary. And it's important to relook at the language instead of the meanings in the Hebrew. It might be good to look at the language of time now, isn't it? So the ancient Egyptian, I'm not seeing what I'm listing here, what it's being called, but I might say in a future program. But let's see what I've written down here. You know, you have some variety for number 43 right there. And 46, 45. Okay, I did say something at somewhere. Because we have netchit, anet, yemeat, da'at, anat, ditya, anyes, nifer, yafut, anyuet, ant, anharar habo, anit, anat, anti, nit, didiat, ansheps, hertjat, chaf, ananit, has, annifer, annifer, haru, yakote. So, we'll see what that looks like at another time, won't we? But before I go into Zome, it's important to share some Latin. Venerius, a Venus, a pleasure of love, lust. Vinea, a plantation of vines. Goddess of spring, a person in a time. Venus, grace, charm, qualities that excite love. Vinum, wine, grapes. Veneo, to come. Venosus, full or drunk with wine. Vinea, goodwill, fortune, favor, grace, indulgence. Venio, to go for a sale, to be sold. Venenum, a drug. Juice, a potion, a charm. Some things have their effect, not so much because of drugs, but because of the magical implication, the involvement of the spirits. Venenifer, another Lucifer-sounding sort of thing, but poisonous, venomous. Veneno, to drug, to poison. Veneo, okay. To go for a sale, to be sold. Venaulum, a haunting spear. Vena, a blood vessel, a vein. Vanus, to pass away, to disappear. Venesco, to pass away, to disappear. Vanus is empty, void, vacant. Vanus is a pan for winnowing grain. And think about all we have went over here today as we go into the 30th Enochian author. The call of the 30 Aethyrs zone. Yawn. 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 O you heavens which dwell in the third author, author of self-knowledge, the second being known, are the eternal maker of the first nest, who binds into obedience, mighty in the parts of the earth, and execute the judgment of the highest. To you it is said, behold the face of your God, the beginning of comfort, whose eyes are the brightness of the heavens, which provided you for the government of the earth and her unspeakable varieties, furnishing you with the power of understanding to dispose all things according to the providence of him that sitteth on the holy throne, and rose up in the beginning, saying, the earth, let her be governed by her parts, and let there be division in her, that the glory of it may be always drunken and vexed in itself. Her courses let it run with the heavens, and as a handmaid let her serve them. One season let it confound another, and let there be no creature upon or within her the same. All her members, let them differ in their qualities. And let there be no one creature equal with another. The reasonable creatures of the earth, none. Let them vex and weed out one another, and the dwelling places let them forget their names. The work of man and his pomp, let them be defaced. His buildings, let them become caves for the beast of the field. Confound her understanding with darkness, for why? It repenteth me. I made man, one while let her be known, another while a stranger, because she is the bed of an harlot, and the dwelling place of him that is fallen. O you heavens, arise! The lower heavens underneath you,
Let them serve you. Govern those that govern. Cast down such as fall. Bring forth with those that increase and destroy the rotten. No place let it remain in one number. Add and diminish until the stars be numbered. Arise, move, and appear before the covenant of his mouth, which he hath sworn unto us in his justice. Open the mysteries of your creation and make us partakers of undefiled knowledge. Madreax des Prathzon Kes Samapa Virole Andespec Mikhaus Anerkas God Fifthis Bows Isra Sayada Nanka Nonsa Kahulinikma Doyan Madaya Unblearm Saba Suba Anakis Lakifiteas Perepsal Desabrasa Nankaf Nonsaf Gnetaim Kaske until Madbahatam Plas Tat Nankaf Nonsaf Gimekausama Lorasan Tafkla Marbiare Yadoigo Torzulp Eaud Afkahol Kaska Tabad Saner on Christias Poetambal Postertum Noam Pedor Spa on Dorne Durne Zlinal Zap Til Bange Perepsax Atacores Boapes Nebam of Cosimp Ad Christias Oglototorn Mirkatam Meletan Pam Mendesma Aspayan Ad Christias Oglototorn Parach Para oak. Asim cordzis dad palad pipals lesmanad ad farget bummas amas connisbra ad awax tanug tanvadig Ars catful noas me tanges leoeth mongon ke vinci til mors bagle mua al cardzis la capamau wixamaxet ad kakasum gasa bagrin tayanta babalan and farget telak Vavim madreax tazarex araka abo apre tabare per azartabasadrapan cors tadabix yalcam preaze arcoaze or babasakating repair paxet sakakar vamalad pardzar kakurg kakarg Ae kormbat tarzam zakaradzam anespetsibse but monadas surzas tayabaltan nara kikleka arazazma blable yanman. I feel heavy. I feel gentle crawling upon my face
Orange light is before me, spiraling rotating counterclockwise around the rows of stones in between them, faintly outside, spiraling up and over, above the altar, like jagged lines, faint, and these little sparkles, these little specks of orange. One over, south, north, south, north, south, north, but it's curving upwards this time, curving upwards into a ball on the side. And there are 3 red dots on this ball that ends this symbol. And there's moving my skin, euphoria. A fugue as if I wasn't there for a second. A place that was a bit violet. Another wife of euphoria down me. I feel a bit tingly, but my normal state of being is returning, and not this, but I should be around tomorrow to say something, to interview someone. But peace be upon every one of you, which is Vitharzi Bonsar.